Hey everybody, welcome. Well, not everybody. Usually, not a whole lot of people right at the start, but as everyone's coming in, actually, before we get to the Percival, I'm gonna spend just a minute finishing up doing just a little bit of panel line sort of cleanup here on this guy, which is another kit that was recently released, which I did not live build, but I will be reviewing basically. So give me just a minute. So I was putting the kit together and just thought, it's gonna be one of those kits where I don't know if I'm gonna want to like fully paint the kit, so we'll throw on a little panel lining. I'll probably put on some of the decals and some top coat and just kind of leave it like that, I think. So just yeah, doing a little bit of that here on this guy. Actually just kind of done with the sort of panel lining and just adding a little bit more kind of around the mouth area. So you can tell it's going to need like a little bit more cleanup, because thing about with panel lining directly on the plastic is that if you've got spots that like you've already sanded, for example, the fluid, panel line fluid, in this case I'm using a Mr. Weathering color, likes to kind of stick around there a little bit more. So just trying to get these last little bits here. Managed to catch during your lunch, right? Well, we'll get to the Percival in just a moment. Like I said, give me just a minute here on this guy. It's this little bit that's being tricky right there. This kit, just to give you guys a little kind of heads up before the review, it was a bit more challenging, and I knew that going in, which is part of the reason why I didn't want to live build it, because I knew it was going to take a little bit more finesse. Wouldn't be just an easy build. And so yeah, there was a lot of like little adjustments I had to make along the way, and it wasn't so much that the parts didn't fit. They fit, but you had parts that were like tight, or what should I say? Yeah. Anyway, well, there was a little bit of fit issues. I still put this together basically over the course of like 2 afternoons of kind of working on it. So I mean, it did not take a ton of work, but more than nothing anyway. So it's something to be aware of if it's a kit you're planning on getting for yourself. I think it's a cool design, and certainly like what I experienced with it, I wouldn't say that I wouldn't not recommend the kit to you guys. I can still recommend it, but I would say, know ahead of time that you probably are going to have to, adjust some bits here and there to get everything fitting good and well. But anyway, so just finishing up some of the lining on this for the moment. Here's kind of how that's looking. Whoa. Yeah, it was just a very quick, simple panel lining just to help show some of the details on that. And it's a cool looking kit for sure. So that one we'll put aside and we'll get started on the Percival here. Put that brush back. And I actually have something else to show you too, because literally 5 minutes before starting the live stream, Adam just came in and delivered me another kit that just came in. So a couple things to be clear. For the Percival, this has not arrived, and I got so the company SNAa sent an early copy. So the one that I'll be building today is an early copy, but it seems like done. Like I've gotten like early copies before where like you can tell like the kit wasn't finished. It just be like the packaging wasn't finished or something like that. In this case, I mean everything seems done, but anyway, the kit is not shipped in full. So I think we're not expected to get this kit in until for another month or more, I think. So I'm getting this early to review and share with you guys. So just so that there's no confusion. I know that that does happen sometimes. Yeah, if you pre-order the kit or if you're thinking about ordering the kit, it is not yet in stock, just to be absolutely clear. So we'll get into that in just a second. Actually, like I said, there is one more thing that just arrived. Here's my knife. So I don't even have it unwrapped yet. This one also early. And I'm not sure about the expected date on this. And I'll just make a mess here. And I'll have some cleanup to do. But also, just as a heads up, if you guys have not seen the post, that Adam and I will be live on the channel here together tomorrow, doing the kind of normal bi-weekly live stream and giveaway. So if you guys have not seen that post on Facebook, YouTube, like the community tab here on YouTube, on our Facebook page and on our Instagram page, you guys can leave a comment. You can only leave one comment, but you can leave one comment on all 3 platforms. So basically you have like 3 chances to win. So make sure you do that if you want to enter in the giveaway for the live stream tomorrow. But as for today, like I said, we'll get into the live build, but I have some other cool stuff to show you. So why not take the chance? Almost got this out of the wrapping. There we go. This is the Starflower Lily kit, which is in a much larger box than I was expecting. So this one here is this really cool, sort of reminds me a bit of like the Megalomaria kits from Kotobukiya, just in the style. It's like a Mecha Musume sort of style, but all mecha. It's just like a completely robot girl, but a very like obviously woman, feminine like design. So let me just, very curious. I need to record a like proper unboxing for it, but just to show you guys like at least like the manual and be able to see it a bit better if this is something you're unfamiliar with. But it's from Rosado, or I guess that's like the series or something. It's from Himoxian, which we've taken a look at a couple of different Himoxian kits over the past couple of years. I think the Thor kit was from Himoxian as well, and that was quite a couple of years ago now at this point, almost 2 years ago, I guess, something like that. More recently, we also took another look at another Himoxian kit, other stuff. But yeah, I wanted to show this to you guys, but I just opened the top and it has this cover piece inside here too. There's quite, oh my, and then another protective piece inside there as well, and a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, and the instruction manual is at the bottom, so I don't think I'll, and this part here, this inside package piece doubles as like a backdrop. They have a scenic backdrop there. Interesting. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna take apart for this for now because I need to record like a proper unboxing. I'll go ahead and do that. That kit looks really cool. So she's got like a sort of like mecha broom that she's riding on. It's a cool looking kit. So, all right, we'll get to that soon enough for today. I think without any other further interruptions, we can get into the Percival kit. Let's see. Me about the proposal before. Oh, what's this? Oh, hello. I didn't realize it's on. I'm just making sure because I didn't put it in the email, and the stream ended when I tried to inform you that I'll be busy on the 16th to the 30th November. I appreciate if Adam has a discussion. Soul Wolf, I'm not sure that if it sounds like it's something you're emailing Adam about, so I'm not privy to whatever that is. I think maybe you've brought it up in a live stream in the past, but I'm sorry. I mean, like, I'll remind Adam to just check his email, but I don't know otherwise what else that's all about. But yeah. Okay, so one thing that I'll say about this as we get started is that there's a lot of parts. And these kits, this is the first, it's not the first SNAa kit that I've built, but it's the first of this series, the Knights of the Round Table series, which are smaller, and I knew they're like more to like HG size, but definitely much more complex. Like like comparing it to a real grade, I guess like seems more appropriate. That's probably the most appropriate comparison. Although it feels a lot more like to me like a mini master grade, and I know that's how a lot of people describe like real grade. A lot of people will say that about real grade. It's like, oh, it's a mini. They're like mini master grades now. Which that's sort of true for like a lot of the recent master grades, but this one feels like that even more so. First of all, for the eyes, you have the option of either clear parts or gold for the eyes, but I feel like the clear part's not going to be that visible, so I'm going to go with gold because it's going to be easier to see. That's a really little part here. Aye, what's going on? John Luke, you're watching with bated breath to see about this kit. We do have another member of staff here who's a big fan of these kits too, so I know she'll be excited to see the result of this one. All right, I'm gonna remember to zoom in a bit for the construction of the head here, even more, something like that. Looks pretty good. So this is for the faceplate. We're not actually, let's see, meant to, when are we putting the faceplate on? Like much later. I think it's safe to put it on now though. But this is all the parts for the head. I mean, like, as you can see, there's a good amount of stuff. It's about the business proposal from the 98 giveaway stream, just making sure you're both about the time of it because I have planned. Yeah, just like I said, I can't really do anything other than just remind Adam to check his email. But if you're in touch with him, I mean, you can always call customer service as well. I mean, I guess if you're in the US, if you're outside of the US, it might be harder, but there's our inside of the head, and there's a lot of parts for the head because it's like a lot of these like layered bits. Just a lot of different stuff here. Wait a second. Okay. So yeah, I mean, other than this one that I'm currently building, I think I've only just built the one other SNAa kit, which was one of the earlier ones, and I can't remember the name. It's like orange, black and orange and green, has the big backpack on it. It's the larger one. That one was really cool. I have a feeling this is gonna hurt my fingers after a while. So you have a lot of these little and very sharp parts. I can't quite get this one in there. Come on now. It's because these parts, you can see that little gap right there. I need to like press that together in order to push this on, but it's kind of hard to do both at the same time. Let's see. Also, just trying to be careful not to break. You have these little sharp bits sticking out, to be careful not to accidentally put pressure on those and break them or anything. I think I need something, let's see, to push this. Come on. There we go. It's starting to get into place there. I think it's just a matter of having to get like one side in and the other side should go in. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, good. So it took a little bit of effort, but it's actually like, I'm glad kind of how tight that is, because at first when I first put the parts on the side and they weren't totally closed up in the middle, I thought there was gonna be a little gap that it was gonna leave, but it took a little muscle to get the front part on there. But once it's on, it works as a really good like cap piece to hold the side bits together. So it works out. It was worth the effort. All right. And just by the way that this kit is molded, I feel like that's probably not going to be the first time that we have like that kind of, I don't want to say issue, but something like that happening with this kit, where like it'll be like a tight fit, but then it'll be like a really satisfying fit once it's in there, because of just like how fine the details are on this. There's that. It's just like stacked parts on top of parts on top of parts here at this. And there we go. At long last, there's that. I gotta say, the shape of it, for some reason, it could be the shape and the colors as well, because it's white and it has the purple on it. Really reminds me a lot of the Esculapius HG, like P Bandai G unit kit. It's also because of like, it's very narrow. It's like long, has these big like wing bits out the side, and then it's like very narrow looking at it from the front with the white and the purple and the gold too. It's like exactly like the Esculapius. It's kind of funny. I don't think that this design generally is like at all derived from the Esculapius. It doesn't seem like that, but just that one little, just the head at least anyway. It's not really much anything else to this that's at all similar. I want to get a Knight's kit, but oh boy, I'm scared to break anything. I wouldn't be scared. I mean, there's a lot of little parts here, as you can see. Like I said, it's like an RG or a mini master grade. I think the difference for me is just basically like, from what I can tell, I'm just like going through the manual, and obviously I'm in the process of building it now. But from like the design of the parts and the construction process reminds me a bit more of a master grade. I don't know, just more than an RG. So that's why I say that this feels more like a mini master grade than an RG. It's absolutely splitting hairs there a little bit, but hopefully you guys get what I mean. Hopefully that makes sense. Starting on the torso now, I'm just gonna follow the manual. And let's see. Hang on. That's that side, okay. And hopefully no issues or anything with the manual. That would be good. And so, okay. Well, so we build that, this is like the connection part for the arm. And I don't like building these connection parts, and they're different. The left and the right side is different. And then we have to like put them aside for a moment because the next step is like a different part. And for parts like this that are different for the left and the right side, I would like to be able to put them directly onto the kit and not have to set them aside, because if I'm having to set them aside, then that means there's a chance that I'll get them mixed up. It's like right now, after building this, I want to be able to put it onto the kit, but now I've got to set that down. I put one to one side and one to the other, so shouldn't mix those up, but I like to not have to worry about that. We have to put these parts together, and if we would have put these parts together first, that would have been ideal. Put these together first, then put those other ones. Because now I have to make sure I don't mix these up. Alright, I've built a few of the HMM Zoids, so the complexity I'm fine with. I just want to try some other kit styles, expand my palette. Yeah, absolutely. If you've built any of the HMM Zoids kits and those, didn't give you any trouble or didn't give you much trouble at all, then I don't think you'll have any issue with this, because those kits are, like you said, they're quite complex. And have a good amount of small pieces. I mean, like this one probably overall has more small pieces, but those kits definitely have a good amount too. Despite the kits, once they're completed, they're pretty big, but along the way, there are a lot of little parts in there. But let me just ask you guys too, while we're here, if how many of you already have this kit pre-ordered, or are you watching because you're on the fence about it, you're not sure if you want to pre-order it or not, or you're planning to pre-order it, or waiting till the kit like comes out fully before ordering? Where are you guys at on this kit? Let me know in the comments. Just kind of curious. I think a lot of people maybe have pre-ordered it already, and so you're probably here to just see a bit more about it. I'm sorry that I have it early and you have to wait for when the kit comes in, but hopefully if this was a kit that you're excited about, this at least helps you be excited about the kit, because so far so good. I gotta say, it's pretty impressive. There was that one little bit on the head that kind of maybe made me use my muscles a little bit, but I was quite satisfied with how that turned out, so it was very much worth it. Sovi, I'm probably mispronouncing that, but I said he pre-ordered it immediately. Pre-ordered it the literal moment you show the first pics, and I think we even didn't have color pictures at first, right? I think we only had like the black and white ones, and then they were pretty quick to come out with the full color images like shortly after. That was interesting. So definitely planning on pre-ordering it. Also okay with getting it when it comes out, running out of space in my room. Yeah. This type of kit, I will say, usually we get like plenty of them in, but then they usually don't get like reissued. So I mean, like, if you don't pre-order it, you should still be able to get it. Like we usually get a lot, and they usually don't like sell out. But if once it is sold out eventually, it's going to be harder to get like flipping and fumbling the parts all over the place here. And I hope putting these on the right way. I think so. It didn't look like there was a difference between the left and the right side. So those pop onto there. Make sure not to lose that a little bit there. All right. Yeah, I gotta say, quite the process. How's that go? Like that? Wait. Like that? Yeah, had that right the first time. Okay. You have these nice gold-plated parts here for the accents. I think there was... How many was it? I think there was 3 gold-plated runners. Literally, like, just took this out of the box. What? Day and a half ago? I can't remember. I think it was 3 plated runners. I think it was, yeah. Those vent bits didn't really want to stay in there too well, and I do have them in the right way, yeah. They will stay in once you push this part on there. Kind of cool how the vents. Let me put this other bit here on first too. Oh wait, that's not that. This one. Kind of cool. Let me just show you how the vents like stick out like that. You're gonna want to be careful not to poke yourself or get those hung up on anything. But rather than usually like they're like flush to like the chest design, right? It's pretty unique to have the vents sticking out, poking out like that. I think it's kind of a unique aspect of the design. Then the chest is almost done. This is like kind of like the main part of the torso, but then there's also these, I don't know what you would call it, sort of side pieces. I'll show you here in just a second. I mean, obviously a lot of you guys I'm sure have like already seen the images of the design, but I feel like this is one of those designs, and like sometimes these kits are like that, like if it's like a more complicated design, then it's like some of the aspects of the design are not always easy to notice or easy to appreciate when you're just looking at like the completed images. So like I find this a lot with like the Advanced with Zeta kits as well, because like they're really complex and there's like a lot of aspects of the design that are just kind of hard to really notice unless you're building the kit. And then like once you actually build it and once you actually are like hands-on with it, you can notice a lot more aspects of the design that you didn't before. So this is an example of that I'm talking about. It has these parts here that fit onto the side of the torso. What would normally just be just that, the torso like that, we're also then going to add these parts onto here, which kind of go on like sort of in between the torso and the arms. And our little head on there, and it's getting very pokey. Especially the head here has a lot of little pokey stuff off of that, but there you go. It's looking really good so far, I gotta say. It looks really, really nice. Definitely really cool. Just how sharp and detailed it is. It's looking good. Okay, so the waist section is next, or the crotch, as it's called in the instruction manual. The manual here, it's just called crotch. The Black Trojan Horse was the same way. It's just, I think it's the crotch in the manual too. Someone should let these companies know that that's not exactly the right word to use. I mean, it makes sense enough. Sure enough. Let's see. SNAa Astray with Cloak. Does it? I mean, I don't really think it looks much like an Astray necessarily. What's up? Hey, what's up, Brian and Travis? What's going on? Y'all are coming down to visit pretty soon, right? December? To visit us here? Let's see. The 100, not this kit. Oh, okay, a different one looks like an Astray with a cloak. Gotcha. Yeah. What? I don't think there's a front and a back to that, but what else is new here? So we didn't get a whole lot, and we can talk about this some more tomorrow on the live stream when Adam's here as well. But we didn't get a whole lot in this week, but we're expecting a lot of. We got a lot of stuff in last week, and then we're getting a lot of stuff in next week. I know, so Adam can talk a bit more about that tomorrow during the live stream. But I know that one of the things I know is supposed to be coming next week is like another shipment from Bandai is supposed to be coming in, and then probably Kotobukiya as well. Seems like, I mean, we're kind of like always getting stuff from them. What else? I'm not sure, but I'll remind him to like double check maybe before the live stream tomorrow, so that he can say with a bit more certainty. We can't always be 100% certain about any deliveries because, you know, just stuff happens in transit. So this is kind of cool. Just I'm gonna take a minute to show this off here. So this is maybe not that close. Here we go. Something like that. This is the section for the hip, and so you can see it has like the hip joints where the legs will plug in that will slide up and down, but this part is where the torso is going to be plugged into. The torso will plug down into there, but that part lifts up. Where did I put my tweezers? It's going to be kind of hard to lift it up again without having that plugged into there. So that's basically going to add to like the ab crunch, that basically the attachment point for the torso being able to move up and down. That means when you bend the torso forward, this part's going to move up. This is the connection piece for the back skirt, and this is the connection piece for the front skirt, which is also going to move. That will connect into place like that. That also is going to move forward there, like so. So again, when you're like doing an ab crunch, bending far forward, sometimes like the front skirt section can get in the way, so it's going to be able to unhook and move forward like that to get that out of the way. Pretty cool. Good stuff. Any idea when the 100's Gus ships? That is not in, but I think I heard that that's coming next week. Again, that'll be a question Adam can answer in the live stream tomorrow for sure. I think that's what I heard regarding that kit. But again, do not quote me, and do not email customer service quoting me, because I'm not certain about that, but I think that's what I heard. But yeah, Adam can tell you tomorrow. I know it's not here yet. That I can say for sure. So it's not in, but I believe it's on the way soon. If oh, John Luke's in the chat. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, $45 for the Gus is crazy cheap. Yeah, and as far as like the quality of it, what we can tell, just what I've seen of the kit, I mean, it looks like it's going to be very similar to the Jeddah, which I recently built and reviewed. And yeah, if it's, you know, similar to the Jeddah, which is what I'm expecting, then I think that, yeah, the quality is going to be really nice. So that kit was nice. I don't remember what was the price point for the Jeddah. Similarly priced, I think. And yeah, it's a really nice kit. So assuming the Gus is similar, and similarly priced, then should be good. I can hear Adam right outside there. Tempted to call him in to ask him about that, but like I said, if he stops in, I'll ask him. Otherwise, we'll talk about it on the live stream tomorrow. So just make sure, that you guys are subscribed, that you have your notifications on as a reminder for the live stream tomorrow. But that one's kind of normal, 10 a.m. And if you can't catch it live, of course, you can always. Whoop, where'd that go? If you can't catch it live, you can always watch the playback later, which I would recommend, because we talk about a lot of sort of behind the scenes stuff, right? Of course, people ask a lot of other questions about just like, what's your favorite Gundam and all that, but there's a lot of stuff about kind of what's going on behind the scenes of the business and all that. So just kind of cool if you're at all interested. It's a good way to just kind of stay informed about what's going on. And then in other news over on my channel, obviously, if you guys didn't see the video that I posted yesterday, I recently, this past weekend, was in Puerto Rico for an event there. Check out the video if you guys missed that. I did a video just kind of recapping my experience, showing some video that I recorded there at the Portal experience. So check out that video sharing my Portal experience there from the event. It was a good time, and looking forward to going again next year. If invited, I will definitely go, and I'll be excited about it. They said they're gonna invite me again, but I told them I understand. It's a con, and I think if I or someone else just kind of generally as like a invited guest at a con, I mean, like, you want to invite people that are gonna draw in visitors and people that visitors are going to be excited to see, but I understand that you can't usually the cons, they don't want to invite the same person year after year, because then they want to get new people coming. And if it's the same ZakuAurelius that was there last year, then people might be like, oh, I met him last year, and maybe be less motivated to go again. But yeah, I told them, invite me, or if they're going to invite someone else, I understand, but if they invite me, I'm happy to go again. So we shall see. That'd be assuming the same time next year, November, beginning of November, something like that. So ways off. Good day, builders. Looks so sick. 60-ish for the Jetta. Is that right for cost? Is that what that 60-ish is talking about? Even around 60-ish for the Jetta. I mean, like, big kit, comes with a lot, comes with a big old base too and everything. So that seems like pretty standard, like master grade price, considering that's essentially what it is. I think that price makes sense. Is that something for me? I thought I heard. So I'm putting a box in front of the door. In case you missed it a few months ago, we'll be down on the 1st. Not sure what time we're heading out. Around midnight on the 30th. Should be there close to noon. The 1st, what day of the week is that? I mean, assuming it's not a Sunday, even if it is a Sunday, because I think that we are working that Sunday. Where's my calendar? Here it is. The 1st is a Monday. Yeah, I'll be here for sure. I'll be here. Adam will be here. Everybody's going to be here. We're working. So that's how it is, like around Thanksgiving time. We're moving on to the arm now, by the way. That's the skirt section's done. Very nice. Got a nice big back skirt there. Some nice gold details on that as well, and full details underneath. So that all looks good. Yeah, how it works for like our working schedule around Thanksgiving time is that we're off Thanksgiving, and then we work Black Friday, Saturday, which will be a build day. So that's when the build day is. So come for that build day on Small Business Saturday, and then Sunday we're working just because after Black Friday it's just a lot of orders and stuff, so everybody's kind of like all hands on deck. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then of course Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday again, and then Sunday off. So it's I think it's what, like it's 10 days, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 9 days. And then the 10th day is off. So anyway, yeah, it's a busy time. Busy. But yeah, if you're going to be in the area, if you normally come to build days, or if you haven't been to a build day before, come check it out. We'll be here. Small Business Saturday. We will be here on Black Friday as well, but not well, the storefront will be open, right? John Luke's in the chat. He's our storefront guy. Storefront there, or what would you call it, John Luke? Storefront clerk, manager, storefront staff. Anyway, I think we'll be open on Black Friday. I mean, we'll all be here working, so I would imagine we'll be open. And of course, we'll have deals and stuff. So we'll be letting you know soonish, not quite yet, but closer to Black Friday, we'll let you guys know, of course, about all the deals and specials and everything that's going to be going on with that. As usual, that'd be a great chance to get some good stuff. Start filling up your carts. Now let's see. This part is okay. It looks a little different in the manual. Do I have the wrong part here, or does it just look a little different in the manual? It's the same. This is a ×2 part. I think it's just that it just looks a little different in the manual. It's a little part for the forms. This is like the frame of the arm, basically, is what we're building here. Yeah, I think Adam gonna have us open. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I would assume that we'll be open because we'll be here. The only reason that we would not be open would be if just like we just had so many orders that rather than having John Luke working in the storefront, then instead he's just wanted to have him help packing orders or something like that. But in this case, I mean, someone would be either, I don't know, our one of our customer service staff could also work there in the storefront or something. I think we would find a way around it. But so yeah, as far as I know, we'll be open. So you can come in on Black Friday if you wanted a much more chill place to shop on Black Friday, rather than like trying to fight the crowds going to Best Buy or something like that. Do people still do that? I think so. I think that's still a thing. I haven't been like Black Friday shopping at like an actual like store like that. I don't know, since high school, I guess, probably. It's been a long time. I did wait in line with a couple of friends. One of my friends wanted to get a TV or something like that at Best Buy. I did wait in line with him from like 3 or 4 a.m., something like that one time. But yeah, it's just not for me. Especially these days when you can get everything just online. There's less an incentive. I know like stores will try to get people to come in. So they will have like doorbuster sales, whatever, things that like you have to actually get in the store, because they still want people to come in the store too. But I mean, there's so much just like Black Friday shopping that just goes on online, right? So much shopping in general that's just done online. But and then now it's like not even just Black Friday, because even for us here in the past, we've had like our deals usually start before Black Friday, even before Thanksgiving, and kind of go all through Thanksgiving. So it's less of like a Black Friday, or there will be like certain things that are going on specifically on Black Friday, but there's just kind of otherwise like kind of overall Thanksgiving sale that's kind of going on for more than just the Friday. What a pointy boy. Yes, he is. Chris, what's going on, my man? I saw your picture. I was shocked to see that you had legs. I never knew. I always just thought you were, just a torso, kind of like me, like this. Well, I don't think that I mentioned. Yeah, I don't think that I mentioned this in my video, like recapping my Puerto Rico experience. But I think I've mentioned this before in other live streams or something. But like, it's interesting and kind of fun that anytime I meet people like in real life at like an event like that, or like here at Build Day, like when people come in for Build Day, or just meet people in the storefront here that know who I am because they've seen me on YouTube or at an event or whatever. People that have only seen me on YouTube and then will see me for the first time in real life. I very often get people telling me that I'm taller than they expected. I'm taller in real life than what they expected from just seeing me on YouTube. So I understand what it's like just being in a lot of people's minds, I'm just a floating torso. But I do, in fact, have legs. Like Chris, I can confirm I saw the photo. Chris does have legs. I do have legs as well. And I am a fairly tall individual, I suppose. I'm 6'2". I'm not like giant, but I'm just taller than I guess most people imagined. I'm definitely taller than Chris. I know that for sure. How tall are you, Chris? I'm certain I'm taller than you. Right? just joke. I don't know. In the end, we're all legless talking torsos, right? You thought I was a bust? A 1-3? No. I'm a 1-to-1 bust. Yeah, and this getting rather pointy for sure. All the pointiness on the shoulder, but then even here on the forearm. Look at this bit right here. This part on like the front of the forearm has these fins that kind of stick off to the side. I'm gonna have to try really hard not to bend these little sharp little points there. And then off the back of the arm, you got these little points here. Points all over the place. You can see a little bit of the gold finish removed there. So the kit is almost entirely undergated, especially the armor and the gold parts, of course, the plated gold parts, and even on the other color armor parts. Most everything's undergated, even a lot of the inner frame parts as well. But unfortunately, even still on some of the gold parts, still like the gates are going to be on areas that are going to show. But those parts do seem to be molded in gold. It's like it's like a molded gold, so it's not going to match, but it's not going to be super apparent. You can see it here because I'm like zoomed in and I'm like showing you like the reflection side. But I mean, like at a distance, it's going to be much less noticeable. You're definitely taller. I think you're Brian's height. I'm 5'7", average height. 5'7", yeah, that is not average, Chris. At least, I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea how tall most people are. I don't even, like, it's kind of an odd thing. And I don't know if it's different for other people or if this is normal, but like, I don't, like, my own height is not something that I think about. And I don't feel tall. But there will be, like, instances where I'm sort of, like, reminded of my height. Like if I get into an elevator and like most of the time I just wouldn't notice, but like if I just like happen to notice that like, oh wait, I'm like a head taller than everyone else in the elevator, sort of like a Bill Murray Lost in Translation moment, but like kind of an extreme version of that, or like I think a less extreme version because he's in a very, very packed elevator with a lot of people and he's much taller, sort of thing. Which I wonder, I'm going to ask you guys, although I feel like I'm probably the expert. I'm probably the right one to, because it's one of my favorite movies and one that I've seen so many times. And I've even seen like the behind the scenes making of like, multiple times. So. But I'm going to ask you guys, do you think that elevator scene where Bill Murray's in the elevator with all the people and he's like, much taller than him, was that a like planned scene or was that just like guerrilla style? Because I know a lot of that film, especially like a lot of scenes in the film that were shot in public areas, a lot of that was just done like guerrilla style where they just went out with the camera and it wasn't like a set, or like they didn't have like the area closed off. They just went out and got the shot basically. So I don't know if that was the case for the elevator scene as well, and like specifically. You guys know? Again, but I'm probably the one I should be asking. Got a bunch of different hand options here for all sorts of, and there are fixed pose hands, which I love. You guys know that I'm a big fan of that, but they're all like they're very like expressive hand options, which is really cool. So I'll show you more detail here in just a moment. Don't know if that, hang on. I got these thumbs switched. That's why that one was a little tight on there. And I think I might go ahead and just glue this thumb in here too, because I'm worried about it falling out. I don't know, it should be good. But I don't want these fingers popping out. Where'd it go? When flying economy, the seats are cramped. Yeah, flying's tough. My legs just have nowhere to go. The aisle seat's pretty good because like you can just like stick a leg out into the aisle, but then like you don't want to be like in the way. All right, I'll show you the hand options here more closely just a minute. There's still a couple more. Once I get these all put together, I can show you a bit easier. Now let's see, for this one, it's gonna be that. Let's see if I can differentiate the thumb parts. I don't think so. They seem like they're just like the same. Let's see. I feel like that's not the right one, though. I feel like one's definitely like sticking out a bit more than the other one. Yeah, for sure. That's definitely not the right one. Okay. This is supposed to be the closed fist, and in which case the thumb is not quite sticking out quite as much. It's much more tucked in, which makes sense for the closed fist. Whereas with this one, this is like our one of our weapon holding hands. Here, this one. So the thumb's sticking out more. Yes. Yeah, we'll see when it comes down to the review if these hands start. It seems like it might be a good idea to put some glue on some of these, but at least at the moment they're like staying together. But we'll see when it comes to the review if they start, like, if they keep popping apart, I might put some glue on them. So we got this this weapon holding hand here, which is like the least complex one. This is like a very standard HG hand, just an inside piece and outside piece. The other ones have more complexity, a bit more. This is the closed fist, and this is what I'm going to put on here for now. This hand, which it seems like just like a weird grip, how the thumb is like sticking way out like that, and then the hand is way out like that. Seems like it's like a weird grip angle for that. Got a finger pointing hand, and you can see how like detailed and also sharp even the fingers are here too. An open expressive hand like this there, and this Sailor Moon hand here as well. So there you go. Lots of options. let's go ahead. Ouch. Like, I'm pretty certain that this kit is going to draw blood at some point. Let's get the other arm built, and then we'll move on to the legs and the backpack and the swords. We have what, like 7 different swords? Shoulder reminds me slightly of the Wing Zero EW. It is. Yeah, I can see that. Has like the circle part on the front, and then like the wing or design sticking out to the side there. Yeah. All right. Just checking in on the chat, but all right. A lot of little pieces here, as you can see. McDurpulus needs all of these, yes. Why not? Gonna set all our hand pieces to the side so they're out of the way. Because there's a lot. Whoop. All right. Anyway, yeah, if you guys have any other questions about the kit specifically, feel free. So that's here to answer. Also, if it's anything that like, I don't know, maybe for whatever reason, if I can't answer it now, something that I can address in the review, or something that I can answer now and that would be good to also include in the review as well. Feel free to let me know. Let's see. Nope, not that one. Not a question, a request. Tell Adam to drop a surprise discount this weekend so I can pick a Dominator. Well, I mean, like, the Thanksgiving sale is coming up pretty soon. Are you worried it's going to be like out of stock by then or something? Because Thanksgiving sale is coming up. There's always that. But if you're worried it won't be in stock or something. Got some wing shoulders I like. The colors look great. And you're talking about the Osiris aerial Dominator. That was a nice one for sure. Definitely would be one I would recommend. I mean, to be frank, even at full price, I mean, very, very worthwhile kit, I think. But yeah, if you can get it on sale, I mean, even better. With a little discount. With that, I mean, I'm not sure where we're at with the stock with that. John Luke maybe could answer if he knows or can check without saying like specifically how many we have in stock. But John Luke, do you know, are we like getting low on those, or we still have a lot of them? I'm not sure. Or we have more coming. I know we're sold out of like the first batch that we got, but then we got more, or we're getting more. I think we got more, and then we have even more coming too, I believe. Okay. My build, blue is mine. It's just a snap build, and so at that point, you know, it's not like it was my custom build that was mind blowing. I think if it's just a snap build, then it's fair to say that it's the kit itself is mind blowing. But it is really, really nice. Definitely, I think the most impressive kit like that I've built. You know, nicest or best, I feel like is it's kind of subjective, I guess, and I don't know, maybe like impressive would also be subjective, but trying to just say like in a in a completely objective way. That's what I'm trying to get out. As this hand's kind of bending my mind a minute for a second there. But yeah, in a completely subjective way, objective way, I'll get it. Yes, the Osiris, I can say, was, if nothing else, certainly the most impressive kit that I've built. MG SD kits are some of my favorite. I want to make many more. Yeah, I don't know if I had seen the like the claw set. It's like a like third-party option set that you can get for the MG SD Barbatos that has like the big claw parts for the arms. I don't think I'd ever seen it like in person until there in Puerto Rico. Somebody had one there on the table. I'm not sure if you can see it. I think maybe you could see it maybe in one of the clips in the video briefly. I'd have to go back and check. But it was cool to see in person. I don't think I've ever seen it like built in person before. And it actually looked quite nice. I thought, just from what I had seen of it, I thought that it actually like replaces the arms, but it's not. It's just like basically two big shields. So like you use the included arms, and these are basically just like handheld shield sort of accessories that kind of they connect onto the arm, and they're handheld. And it's just basically these big claw shields essentially. So that was cool. But it was cool to see, because yeah, I'd not seen that in person before. All right. Things like that. Okay. If it's the HG and someone said the MG as well. Oh, yeah. I mean, I would imagine so. With the whole style of like the claws being, you know, sort of, I don't know, just being in the style that they are, I could see it working, you know, obviously on like the HG or MG SD. On a smaller kit, the claws are going to look larger. If you use that claw set on the MG, they're not going to look like quite as large, but still a cool weapon that you can use with the MG for sure. Okay, so with it's with the Sailor Moon hands. It's the thumb kind of bent back like that. There's a slightly different thumb piece for the open expressive hand and the Sailor Moon hands. What else would you guys call? I mean, I don't really know what else to call that other than Sailor Moon hands. What else would you guys call that? This type of hand, this hand, right? I think Sailor Moon makes sense, doesn't it? Where's the other thumb? I think I'm missing a thumb, am I? Or am I not? Huh? No. I think I am. Or not. It seems like this is maybe a little different. The left side, so we've got our pointing hand. We've got This open hand, yeah, I am missing a thumb. It's probably just in a different section. Probably found its way into a different section of the box, so we'll see here. Probably hiding in here somewhere. We'll find it, but that'll be our thumb for the closed fist, which is what I want to put on the kit right now. So hopefully we can find that thumb, because that's what I want to put on here. Otherwise it's not like hiding around. Sometimes like gray parts on this black mat are kind of hard to see, but I don't see it anywhere. I think it's just in a different part of the box somewhere, so we'll see. So there's our upper body all done. Spider-Man hand, yeah, I guess that's another, you could say that. Spider-Man hand, I get it, that makes sense. Osiris is an epic kit, but as a fan of the Type 100, the 2.0 is a beautiful build, but feels simple. Yeah, that one, that's the other like different like third-party kit that we don't have out yet, right? I believe. Casting spell hands. Yeah, I mean that's like essentially what Sailor Moon's doing, right? Okay. That's everything for one leg. I know it's out of focus just because I've got it set so you guys can see my focus here, but that is all of our parts for a single leg. If I move that guy out of the way a little bit, spread this out, you can see more of that. It's a lot. So let's do it. What's that? D, huh? There it is. Couldn't remember what color that's supposed to be. Oh man. Do you have a shop then also? Well, like obviously I'm here on the USA Gundam TV channel, not on my own channel, so I'm not like obviously USA Gundam store would be the shop. Yes. I, as like ZakuAurelius, don't have a separate shop. Other than like my merch store, I guess you could say, which I have like some merch that I sell, which you guys can check out. But this is the leg frame. Or really, now I want to shift the focus again so you guys are more focused on what I'm building now. Like this. I like this gold detail here. It's going to be on the back of the leg. You'll see it a bit better once I get this on here. And not only do you have like a full like inner frame, but also, I mean, like you can see like the frame, the details on it really nice. You have some nice molded detail in there. That's all going to be covered up, but it looks good. If you're the kind of person that appreciates a nicely detailed inner frame. I mean, personally, it's not like the most important thing because of the fact that it all gets covered up, but it's cool, like during the building process. Kind of makes you appreciate the build kind of all the way along, rather than just putting together a frame. Like if it didn't have much detail, you know, it'd just be kind of more just a very utilitarian frame. It'd be less interesting, but because of how detailed it is, it's nice. Now we got another sharp piece here to put on the front of the thigh. I wish that they would save these parts like towards the end, so we still have like a lot more pieces to put on the leg here. I wish we could put this sharp piece on later, so that like while I'm putting the rest of the pieces on, I'm not in danger of poking myself on that. If we just put like the sharp pieces on at the very end, and I think you probably could, just like looking at how the rest of these pieces are going together, you could just leave that part off and put it on like later. But just out of caution, just following the manual anyway. Now this one, interesting way that this fits onto here. Oh, there we go. That was kind of weird. The way that purple piece fits onto there, it's like kind of a bit awkward, but it made it. Got on. It's kind of cool how we built the frame and then we're building like putting on the armor like from the top down. Like we start at the thigh and then going down to the knee and the calf and like the lower leg. It's kind of fun. I don't think that it's quite loud enough for you guys to hear, but my stomach is growling like crazy. I basically didn't have lunch, kind of like had a little bit, just kind of haven't quite had the time to eat lunch. So my stomach is complaining. But the show must go on. I'll eat something after this. Again, we're in a situation where I'm not sure if Chris is still here, but Chris is going to tell me to eat. It was like at the last the live stream with Ryan, the last episode of Plamano Trend, we were looking at stuff on Twitter and we ended up coming across, it was like photos of ramen, something like that. And I was saying how hungry it was making me. Chris was telling me to eat. I think we're about to have a similar situation if he was here. If he's still here, I'm not sure. Like, while working, I don't usually have like a proper lunch. I guess I would say like a meal. Usually something lighter, so I'll have like a mix of like just raw fruits and vegetables. And then like salad or something like that. Sometimes leftovers. So in that case, I guess it would be more like a proper meal. It's like leftovers from like whatever we had for dinner the night before or something like that. But usually it's pretty like light. It's not like nothing much more than that. Even the foot. He's got the winged shoes and even the pointy toe and everything. So there's our foot. There's our leg. Oh, so yeah, I was saying like when we first started putting together the leg that that's a little too close. Let's see. Here we go. That I liked this gold part, and I thought it was just like a back of the frame, that it was just going to be like the back side of the leg frame here. I didn't notice that it was actually going to be like sticking out. It's actually kind of, you have like this, there's a gap there, and like this arch of this gold accent on the back of the, it's actually really cool. It's quite the cool design here for the legs. I like the entirety of the kit in general, but I like it. Let's get this leg on here. And the legs are just like with the arms, they are symmetrical, so there's not going to be any difference between the left and the right side. But there you go. And it's looking really cool. Got some nice kind of like design aspects going on here with that. It is nice, but you can't wait for me to finish it and bring it to show you. Let's see. Love the winged motif. The cloak is going to look so epic, yeah. So we have those really cool clear parts for the cloak and everything. And then all the swords, all that. We're getting there. Hang on, I think the leg will go quick, and then we're on the backpack, and then the swords and the cloak and all that. Although I might not put the cloak on for right now, because I want to be able to like put that on. Any plans to paint this one? Probably not. Probably not paint like on these kits. For a couple of reasons. Number one, just because there's like, I have in my painting queue, so I just, have to make choices there. But the other reason is because they look so good, just like, it's just, just snap belt like this. Whereas like a big part of the motivation to want to paint other kits a lot of times comes from like the build not necessarily looking lacking. So it's like an HG kit, for example, like an HG Gundam kit. Out of the box, they don't look bad by any means, but like I see like a lot of like opportunity, possibility there to kind of like make it my own. Whereas with these, they just look so complete already, kind of as they are, just right out of the box. Now, obviously, when you can custom paint, you can customize it and do whatever else you want to. I don't know. I just think that they look just really nice right out of the box, which I think is certainly one of the reasons for their popularity. Yeah, I think I'm not the only one that thinks that way. They're the kind of kit, and I think this is something that we saw kind of over the course of the last few years as, like third-party kits, these type of like original mecha model designs and model kits have become more popular for a couple of reasons, one of which being the fact of like how good the kits look just straight out of the box. Because there's a lot of people that like to paint and customize, and there's a lot of people that just don't, for whatever reason. They don't have the time, don't have the space, don't have the skill, yet, or maybe, because they just haven't, they're just not interested in that aspect of it, but they want to build something that's going to look nice, and maybe not necessarily like look painted, but like look, very, very colorful and detailed, and something like this. It's going to look really cool just straight out of the box, compared to something like an HG. Like I said, that it's not necessarily that it doesn't look good, it's just that looks somewhat simple in comparison, I guess, anyway. So I can definitely understand why part of the appeal of these type of kits is that they look so good straight out of the box without even doing anything else to them. Even if you just, they all include waterside decals, which is great too. So if you just put on some of the decals, put on some top coat even, and just called it a day, you got like a really good looking kit. And I definitely think that's part of the appeal. that was kind of like the thought process behind the real grade line as well. I mean, the real grade line has been advertised in a, not like specifically, but as like a line of kits that are supposed to look like very detailed. You have all the color separation, everything, just to basically make them look as good as possible straight out of the box. So I think it's a similar kind of thought process with these. I actually take the leap of faith for my first non-Bandai model kit. The gold is very tasteful too. Yeah. I agree. The gold sometimes on these kits are like, not necessarily gold or whatever color it is. Can look sort of gaudy or something maybe, but on this one, I think the color placement is really nice. How most of the armor is white, and then you have just these little bits of purple, which there's a fair amount. There's a good amount of purple and a good amount of gold in there. But I think they're, tastefully laid out to be like not all over the place. On this part, I would recommend being patient with, which I'm not being very patient, so I'm like kind of messing up the connection a bit. It's kind of very much my own fault that I'm having to do this, but this purple part here, the way it fits on, so you're supposed to like put it on at an angle, and then like to get it into like the little slots, the little grooves there, you have to put it on in one angle and then sort of like turn it a bit and then push it into place. I feel like it's not hard to do, but I'm kind of making it a bit harder by like being in a rush, basically. Just something to keep in mind. Take your time with that part. Also, I feel like looking at it from a different angle was very helpful for that one in particular. Like when I looked at it from the front instead of looking at it from the side, it was easier to kind of get it to where it needed to be. Just a little heads up there on that. Even though the design generally, like the silhouette, is not really anything like the Aesculapius, I'm still just feeling like there's a lot of aspects of this design kind of generally remind me of the Aesculapius. The color scheme is like the most obvious one, and then like I mentioned, just kind of like the general shape of the head being kind of narrow and viewed from the front, sort of long at the back. It has kind of the big sort of ear, wing kind of sections. It's got all these like small similarities that just kind of are all adding up to me and just reminding me a lot of the Aesculapius. Has a sort of like the design language. I know it's like in this case like very wing based, but also a bit sort of like aquatic sort of looking, which is like the design of the Aesculapius, having wings more so in a sense of like what's it called, a seahorse kind of wings, like that sort of wing. So though you could view the wing motif on this one in kind of a similar way, I feel like. With it either being either wings of the sky or wings of the sea. Either way, it's got a wing feel. That pre-order button does look mighty attractive, especially with the sweet price point. So yeah, I'm actually, what's the price point on this? I'm not sure. I have to go and look, but I mean, just based on what these kits usually go for, I'm gonna assume that's a very reasonable price. Yeah, compared to something equivalent to this, like this, from, you know, Bandai or Kotobukiya, Wave, Max Factory, whatever else. Yeah, that's definitely one of the selling points. One of the reasons why these kits are attractive too is, of course, just the price point. They're usually very reasonably priced, especially for what you get. Like this amount of complexity and details, and this amount of parts and everything. And then we're just finishing the base body, and then we still have all the backpack and the accessories and the cloak and all that. So there's still like a lot more, but even just all that. So let me zoom out a little bit and give you guys a look here at the design overall, just how that's looking. Really, really nice. And it's not huge. I know like some people like prefer the more like 1/100 scale size, but I think it looks really good so far. Give us a good guess for the price point, Zaku. Oh, good guess. Yeah, without knowing offhand, $38. 37.99. I don't know. How's that? Close? Far? Pretty close? Right on the money? Something I should know before starting stream. 33. So yeah, see, I was even high. It was pretty close though, wasn't it? So yeah, see, even less than what I guessed. So yeah, for that, I mean, forget about it. Very much worth that price point. Even at like, so if it's 33, even at 43, I would say yeah, because I mean like that seems high for like an HG, which like this is like similar in size to. It's pretty big, like for even like a 144 scale Gundam, if that's what you're gonna compare it to. But so I think like for the size and complexity, what makes sense, like the closest thing to compare it to would be more sort of like to a real grade. And yeah, so I think that price makes sense. Where's that missing thumb then, is my question. Oh. Hopefully we find it. Okay. Backpack. Definitely closer to RGs than HG. Yeah, for sure. My thinking is I'm just not sure if it makes more sense to say that it's closer to an RG or an MG. Obviously, the size is that of an RG, but I feel like the kit, just the build. I know like RGs and MGs are pretty similar just in terms of like their complexity, but just like the construction feels more akin to an MG. I know it's very like splitting hairs difference between the two, but yeah, that's just how I feel about it. Wait. If you know, you know. Let me just put it that way. If you've built a lot of MG and you built a lot of RG and you build this, I think you'll get what I'm saying. It's that middle ground between RG and MG. I mean, yeah, something like that. For this part here on the backpack too, there is two options. Like with the eyes, there's an option for either clear or gold. Glad I went with the gold for the eyes, but let's see what they have. So in the manual, they use blue for the clear part. So that's what I'm going to use, just whatever's in the manual. So I'll go with the clear blue part for this, which is on top of a gold part. So hopefully that means that gold will help the clear blue to look nice in there. Let's see. It's got these very sharp teeth on this part here. Which just goes there like that. There you go. Now that's detail. How is this going to actually fit onto here? Okay, so we got to put these like wing bit parts here together. Why do I have these parts? I have the parts for the cloak mixed in with the backpack. So let's see. We'll have to separate those out here in a second, but finish up the backpack sections first, and then we'll see. This part is F3 and F6. I don't think they're any different though. So that's there. Like that. So this gold part here on the side will kind of move in and out there like that. Let's see. RG for size, MG for build. Yeah, basically. All right. There's that. It's going to plug onto there. And then this piece plugs onto the bottom. I think this piece seems like it's sort of optional. Basically like a connection piece for connecting onto the stand. And you could omit that, I think. But that's it for the backpack. Because you have these parts, like part of the torso, like sticking up out of the way, or sticking out like way back, the backpack has to be set kind of like a little bit further back from the body. And that part here just reminds me of like the double-O riser, right? Doesn't it? Just looks like the canopy of the double-O riser there. But there's that. All right, there's the backpack. So these parts are for the cloak, actually. In which case, we'll have to fast forward a second to just put these sections together. Oh, and all clear parts. Which are here in the box. I got the stand here too, which has the effect parts on that. Let's see. It's on there. Okay. Now I might have some trouble because I think all these parts are similar. Okay, yeah, this is ×2. I was just worried that I might not be able to tell which one's which, but I think I got it. Oh, that's it. That's all there is to it. And just this little guy goes in here. Just so this will be attached into the shoulder via a ball joint. Oh, come on, get in there. This little peg, it's kind of hard to get in. There you go. So basically here on the shoulder, you can see like the little gray circle right there. Now we're going to pop that out, and then this will plug on in its place. This via this little ball joint here on the back side of that. So the cloak is just going to be made up of these different sections here, like that. So let me just get these put together here. Just built the RG Exia. I wish I did the riser a little better. I built the RG ZakuAurelius riser a long time ago, but it's a really nice build. I liked it a lot. Although it was a long time ago. Maybe my thoughts or feelings on that may have changed at this point. I'm not sure. Might not enjoy it as much today. Also, the one that I built was like the clear color one, like the Trans Am clear one. So it was pretty cool, like just because it had that whole aspect to it as well. I was building the normal one, maybe not like as impressive. I don't know. Still, I think it was a nice kit. Share one piece of wisdom for builders building SNAa kits for the first time, which will probably be me after ordering this kit now. So yeah, one piece of wisdom. I would say be careful with the little pointy bits. And also just be careful because, as I said, most everything is undergated. So just make sure that you are taking your time when you're doing like a nub cleanup, just so that you get everything nice and neat looking. Don't miss anything, because that's one way to basically end up with like fit issues is if the nubs, and especially the undergated nubs, because that's when it's like going to be in between parts. That's when those sections, those little bits inside there can give you trouble, and stuff's not going to fit, and you'll be trying to fight it, trying to get it to fit, and it just comes down to didn't remove the nubs completely. That's this one, eh? Ooh. All right. Wait a minute. Oh, we got it. Okay. So that's all our cloak pieces here, and those basically just attach. These side ones will just attach. There's a spot up inside the shoulder armor there, where those will plug up into. And these parts here will plug on the backpack. Pretty sure. Back skirt. Where do those plug onto? I'm not sure. I think on the backpack. The other ones plug onto the front and back of the shoulders. Let's set these down. To the backpack. Right. Yeah, they just basically replace these parts of the backpack. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. Weapons. We've got a whole bunch of parts for weapons because we've got like 7 different swords plus these like what do you call them? Halberd sort of style weapons. There's 2 of these as well. Which here. Package describe them as scepters. Okay, yeah, there you go. Thanks for that. Ah, there's the missing thumb. Haha. Knew it was in there somewhere. Now our fists are complete. That would have been sad to not have those fist parts there. One more option part. I mentioned it with the eyes and also the part on the backpack. You have the option whether you want to use gold or a clear part. You have the same option for the scepters as well. Part at the center. Show you where I mean here in just a second. So would be that one goes on the bottom, this one here on the top. This is the scepter, so it kind of like opens up a little bit there like that, sort of like little pincer claws. But then in the center, this part, which is a purple part, but you can choose whether you want to use a purple part or a clear part for that. I think the purple part like makes more sense to me than a clear part, but you have the option. What does it show in the manual? The manual shows. Where are they? They're not shown in these pictures. Where are they? I have to look on the outside of the box. Because in all these photos here, it just shows all the different swords. Not the skepta. Where's the box? Oh, they are purple on the box. So, yeah, purple works for me. There's that. Some nice details on that one, yeah. There's those, but that's it for those. And they just have this just long handle there. That, two of them. And then the swords. Okay, so yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I was right. 7 different swords. It's not like, you know, 2 of this one, 2 of that one. Like with the Exia, for example, it's got like a bunch of different, like different versions of the Exia, I suppose, but like different, bunch of different swords and stuff. But it'll be like 2 of this sword, 2 of that sword, or in this case, it's 7 different swords. They're all different. Is this not the right part? Certainly looks like it. I think I just have it backwards. I do. Okay. Sorry about that. We have that not on backwards. Gotta love not building the same funnel 8 times. I mean, yeah, the variety is certainly nice. Absolutely. These parts go on here, right? Quite the design here. This first one I think is like the largest one. Has this really cool like sunburst design, eh? Pokey. But that's not all. We do have some clear parts here too. Right here. So this being like, I think it's the largest one. They're all going to be like fairly similar in size, but I think this one's probably the largest and most complex one in terms of like having the most amount of parts and everything. So kind of being like the main sword. There's that. So you have the different gold parts at the base, near the handle. You have the clear parts and everything in there. I wish that the blades were molded in silver and not white or something. But other than that, man, it's pretty cool. So there's sword 1. Sword 2 would be this one here. Which handle was that? I think this one. This handle. This one's also pretty good sized. No clear parts on this one though. There's that. Sword number 2. Also nice size, nice design. I almost wonder if it's just like I think they probably planned to have multiple swords as like part of the motif for this one, but it also kind of seems like they just like well, we need a bunch of sword designs, and then rather than picking one, they just said yes to all. Saw Patrick's here. What's going on, man? Gonna have to watch this later. Just got done getting a new tattoo. A new tattoo. Nice. I almost did that. There in Puerto Rico, because if you saw the video, I mentioned that they had a booth there, a vendor booth there at the con doing tattoos. And someone else got one. I was like, oh man, I should do that, because I know what I want for my next tattoo, but I don't like have the art for it yet. So I need that first, I think. And then here's sword number 3. No gold, but it does have the clear parts there. So yeah, I need the art, and then I also need to know where would be a good place to get it done, because I don't know here. All my tattoos that I have, I got done in Korea. So I don't know where to go here. Or I guess worst comes to worst, just wait until the next time I go back to Korea, but I don't know. Not in a huge hurry anyway, kind of just not really impatient, I suppose, about getting my tattoo, but I know what I want. Koreans got the best tattoo artists. I mean, I don't know. I'm like happy enough with what I got. I couldn't say if they have the best tattoo artists. I don't know if you like kind of pay more attention to that kind of thing much more than I do, then I'll trust your judgment. Here's sword number 4. No clear on this one, but a lot of gold. Really cool design for this one though. I like that. Next, this one's a little bit funkier too, a little bit different shape. The blade. Okay. Gold. Here it is. Okay. Oh. Interesting. Oh my. Very interesting for this one. Very different design. There you go. No clear on this one, but again, it has a little gold. Nice big white blade there. And 2 more. It's a lot, eh? This one's also different because it has this circular bit here at the handle, which has some clear parts on that, which won't fit quite yet until we put this part on. It's like no matter which sort of style, sword design you prefer. There's something for everyone. I'm sure that there's different names for all these different type of sword designs. I have no idea, but someone will tell me, I'm sure. There's number 6. And finally, number 7 here, gonna be this one also, one of the, they've all been kind of big, but this one was also pretty big. A good amount of clear and gold. This one, so like the blade is entirely clear. So this is the only one where the blade is entirely clear, where you have these gold parts and that go in here as well, but it's the only one that doesn't have a white part for the blade. Yeah, it's literally like every different combination that you could want. It's not going in there. I'm gonna have to pop this off and put it back on. This gold part's not quite fitting on. Could try forcing it more, but I feel like this is gonna be the better way, because there's like I see why. I think. Okay. Oh, well, I figured I know what I did wrong the first time, and then I did something else wrong the second time I put it on like backwards. I did something wrong both times. Okay, anyway, there's that. And then we do also have a couple more gold parts here. All right, that's it. That's our swords. This one's really cool. They're all really cool. So let's recap. Let me frame this up a little bit there for you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make some space here. 6 and 7. And still, like, I can't even see them all, but that's really cool. I have to say, that is pretty cool. So the last couple little bits here is just on the base itself, which I set down here to the side. So you can do like a kind of sword in the stone sort of looking pose here. You have this bit that is part of the base that holds one of the swords. Like that thing there. The base, so you can stick a sword down into that. And that's it. What do you guys think? I'm very impressed, definitely. So yeah, this is not the first kit out in this series, but I gotta say it's certainly impressive. Just looking for a little plastic bag, so a little kind of behind the scenes here for like small accessories, like these little hand options and stuff like this, just to make sure I don't lose anything before doing the review. I mean, like even like more long term, I'll usually keep them in these little plastic bags. But especially before the review, I don't want to lose anything, so I'll put small little accessories into a little bag like this, and then take them out for the review. But that's it for the build, guys. Very cool, very impressive. Again, just as a reminder, if you're coming in late, if you missed me mentioning this before, but this kit is not yet in stock. I got this early to build and share with you guys. So nice when I have the opportunity. But if you are interested, if you like what you see, of course, you can pre-order at the website. Like I said, I think that we're supposed to be getting this in about a month and a half, 2 months, somewhere between 1 and 2 months, I believe is the expected window of when we're supposed to be getting this here in stock. So a little bit of a wait, but we have other ones from this line, I think, that are still available, I want to say. So if you're looking at this like, oh, well, that's pretty impressive, I want to check this line out. Maybe you want to pre-order this kit, but also want to get something that maybe we already have. You can check out that on the website there as well. So yes, it's a sneak preview, right? So yeah, I'll be working on the review for this and try to have the review out. I'll try to have it out tomorrow, but I'll tomorrow evening. Tomorrow morning, I'll be live back here on this channel with Adam for the live stream. If you guys have not yet commented, in order to enter yourself to win the giveaway prizes for that. The giveaway prizes I've got here. Courtesy of Kotobukiya, giving away this Megalomaria kit here. This is the goblin-styled Grindal. I forget the name. The Grindal, and then the Sorceress armor set that you can either use these together, or you can use the Sorceress armor set with any of your other Megalomaria kits or other stuff too. It's just a cool like armor parts set and everything. So we're giving that away tomorrow on the live stream. Adam and I, make sure that you're entered by commenting on the post on Instagram, the post on Facebook, and the post on the YouTube community tab here. And then I'll have the review for this guy over on my channel tomorrow evening. That's the plan. And oh yeah, just this guy as well. And then the review for this guy will be coming next week. The Godzilla Gundam, sort of designed the Black Trojan horse. Cool kit, very cool. So I added a little bit of panel lining. I'm going to put some of the decals on as well, put some top coat on it, and then yeah, we'll have this to share with you guys for a review next week as well. So lots of cool stuff on the way. Thanks so much for hanging out, guys. I hope you enjoyed the build. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. If you're not watching live, if you're watching later, or if you're watching now, let me know in the comments what you think of the build. I know a lot of you have been live in the chat talking about your thoughts about it. It seems like everybody's like me, pretty well impressed about it, but I think it is pretty nice. So let us know. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you later. See you tomorrow, right?